We got 30 more minutes to go. I want that play style to keep showing.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you. Joe.
All right, Lisa, the Raiders will go to work on offense here to start the second half as Aubrey pops it down to about the 8. Talk me back inside our broadcast booth. Joe Buck along with Troy Aikman, and back to work is this Raiders offense. They've been able,
and they threw the ball 90% of the time there in the first half. Hard to believe that this is a Pete Carroll coached football team that ran the ball on call, quite honestly. And I think we're going to see more of the run game. They just can't hold up, as we saw in that first half with that offensive
loss on the play. Ezeraku, the rookie, who's really been coming on, couple of sacks, loss of 3.
Yeah, Ezeraku, he's a real bright spot and was. I mean, everyone's playing well tonight for this against the Arizona Cardinals, his first NFL start, and doing a lot of good things here over the last month.
Smith game for the Raiders, their fewest first half rush attempts in 17 years. And that toss to Genty is Troy. Chip Kelly is trying to find a way to move the ball again against this Dallas defense, which comes in ranked 31st.
These big defensive tackles.
And to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, not surprised. Locked up here on 3rd down and plays it perfectly. Just doesn't give anything at all. This is put out there against the Arizona Cardinals. I know he expected more, and he got beat pretty good a couple times.
Over his head and a roll into the end zone for a touchback. And then able to break loose for a 6-yard gain. He's had a nice night, and these Cowboys on offense lead.
Well, Javonte Williams, he may set a season high tonight in rush attempts. His season high is 20. But it looks like tonight, especially with this lead, he might get a lot more carries here in this second half.
A tackle, maybe 2, and get a 1st down. George Pickens, a free agent to be.
Yeah, he really has. He's had a heck of a night here tonight. 100 yards there in that first half receiving. And I was going to mention, Joe, that would be a lot of money tied up at the wide receiver position, and of course with what they're paying Dak Prescott. But I know that
Cincinnati Bengals,
right,
with the money tied up with a quarterback and the 2 wide receivers, great players, but then what does that mean?
Well, it's not the first time the Cowboys have been compared to the Cincinnati Bengals this year. Yeah, he has played well. He's had a bit of a resurgence, and he's kind of in that category with Jamal Adams. He hadn't had the end. Carroll just trying to get the ship turned around, both offensively and defensively.
Play and a nice try, but no tackle by Lonnie Johnson, and nobody can bring him down. And a catch and run, more the run than the catch, 21 yards.
Well, Stokes has help on the outside, right field. He's anticipating that Pickens is going to. And they ended up getting on a run and 1-7 losing. But, Jerry Jones is the eternal optimist when it comes to this football team, and he believes that some of the moves.
To Malik Davis, good strong run for another 1st down. Give you a look at the difference leader. The Eagles, they won last night at home over Detroit. The wild card. The team's in the middle, us on our toes.
He kept everybody on his toes at dinner last night.
As the play is made by Charles Snowden, no gain on that catch by Ferguson.
Were they just, really 3 out of 4. The loss against Carolina, they weren't at their best either, and then the last 2 against Denver, and that we had seen through much of the early part of the season, and they've just totally controlled this ball game.
Coming off their bye, rumbling, reaching for the end zone, but he's a couple of yards short. Another good effort, and Caillou
the release that Pickens, we've seen it a few times now. Caillou Blue Kelly, he's out there, and he totally gets juked, and it just, we heard Laura when she talked to head coach Pete Carroll there at the end of the half, and I know when they've done a lot of good things, and they've been getting better, and Patrick Graham, their defensive coordinator, he's been here. This is a really good offense, and not dismissing that at all. He thought that they would have much better showing than what we've seen.
Prescott, wide open, touchdown grab. This time, Flournoy.
You know, Joe, Ryan Flanoy, he doesn't get a lot of opportunity. You see him mostly as a blunt receiver. I just really like what he's able to do. You watch him, and he's running full speed off the separation. Dak Prescott finds him. It's a big-time play on his part.
He's been a project, and he's down passes for different receivers. And his 13th career game with 4 or more.
This defense already. And now you add Quinnen Williams, and again with Kenny Clark and Osa Diggy Williams. I mean, he can be an absolute game wrecker. We've watched it over the years with him with the Jets.
Laobe on the return, 38. Yeah, it's been really his best of the season. He had 1 sack in 8 games with the game well rested, hadn't played in a couple of weeks, but he's got 1.5 sacks in his Cowboys debut and 5 hits on the
words of Nick Saban. Having played for him at Alabama and what he meant to him, and I know a lot of players that has inspired them to be better.
Genty hit in stride, and another catch for the rookie Cincinnati Bengals, but he had lost playing time to the rookie Barrett Carter, and so he requested a trade, and
I think that even, you know, he helps them on the field. I think his biggest impact is going to be as a leader.
He is going to be a half-yard short of a first down, so 3rd and short coming up after a game.
And it looks really good tonight, and we thought that it might, and they'll leave this game feeling the Lions, Vikings, Chargers. I mean, they've got a. Hey, alert. You know, they're still on the.
And this will be a false start.
False start.
Forsythe, as these Raiders are continuing to play without the outstanding left tackle Colton Miller. So Forsythe, who was with Pete Carroll in Seattle, guilty of a false start to make it 3rd and 6. Geno Smith, first down yardage, and I would think with the score being what it is, on their side of the 50, the Raiders will go.
Well, Jerome able to get Bowers. One, it was a good catch by Bowers competing for the ball. But to be able to hang on for dear life and get.
235 pounds, Deron Bland 202, but hung on, made the tackle. We'll take a break. 4th down for the Raiders when we come back. They may be alive in this game. Tossed to Genty, and that was all the rookie. He got it done, and by the corner, and landed flat on his back.
Yeah, I don't know about you as we take a look at it, Joe, but watching that, their back's hurting right now as well.
Fortunately, he was okay to get up to the sideline. Watching, Mostert, Mayer. Nice gain on first down, forced out by Shamar James.
He's Michael Mayer a little bit earlier in this ball game, and I just would reiterate, impressed with. When he's drafted in the 2nd round, the very next year they bring in Brock Bowers, and his role's going to change some, and he's done all that, and he's done a lot of really good things for this offense. He's a solid.
Into the arms of Trey Tucker, and a 12-yard pickup and a first down, and those 2.
One of my favorite stories from this week is Michael Mayer said that Brock Bowers gets all the tee times because he's got the connect.
2 real talents. 2 high draft picks at Mayer, but the organization loved Bowers so much that when he was sitting there at 112 catches in 2024.
Yeah, he'd be a hard guy to pass up, and I thought it was interesting talking to Chip. He said that if anything, but I like the 2 tight end packages as a quarterback, former quarterback. I think it's a good package to run.
Once a quarterback, always a quarterback.
Pretty much. I mean, at least. I think it just simplifies the defense, and it changes. You know, they come in then with 3 linebackers, and if you've got, even though maybe we haven't seen a lot of it tonight.
Take his word for it. 3rd down and 8. Then another first down for the Raiders with under a minute and a half to go in the 3rd. 10 years with the Seahawks, had a 100-catch season, 4 1,000-yard seasons.
Oh, there's a hub. You're going to push a 6-6.
10th play of the drop. And Kenny Clark, who wears the number Quinnen Williams used to wear with the New York Jets, had to be thrilled.
Center, he gets just put on his back, and this is the rookie has been seen really more than any running back in football. As soon as he gets the ball, he's getting hit.
And then brought down by Clowney. And a gain of into tonight's game, averaging 1.4.